Welcome to the You Heard podcast, your go-to for Miami Hurricanes football. Ben, Joe, Hope, and CB break down recruiting, hot topics, and game day action.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end.
No, let's talk about this right now because you completely flipped it on me now.
Thank you for knowing this, bro. This man knew the brand, dog.
Okay, I don't appreciate that. I'm saying, like,
what are we talking about, son?
Get into the topic. I felt
Keeping it a buck.
Let me close these curtains real quick.
You heard.
Am I in the Matrix?
Know what it is, man. No, you good.
Damn, the lag was crazy there when I'm doing doing the countdown, man. What's good, brother? Chill. Sweater weather up there?
Yeah, it's definitely hoodie weather, kid. It's over for a little bit at least.
Fam, it's nice down here, bro. It's like mid-60s. You know what I mean? Ooh, it's lovely. Lovely.
That's what it is here.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm only a couple hours from you. You know what I'm saying? Central Florida. You know what it is. What's good, family? Got 21 in the building. Hey, man, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Please drop us, you know what I'm saying, some reviews wherever you get your podcast. You know what I'm saying? You heard, you know what it is. Whatever comments y'all leave on here, man, just copy and paste them bad boys over to the reviews, man. You know what I'm saying? It helps grow the pod, helps grow the channel. Appreciate y'all so much. Got Michael Rodriguez in the building, true to the U Johnson, Last Kings, Jay Freeman in the building. You know what I'm saying? Jay Singh in the building, BK Kane in the building. Appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us. Y'all already know, man, every other Wednesday, it's a double show. In an hour after the show is done, be right back with the wildness that is for the culture, man, with Flo and AO. But yeah, man, what's good? What's good, Joe?
It's time, man. It's time. It's game time, man. That's all I'm worried about. It's time for the second half of the season.
Yeah, that's it, man. We're a couple days away, right? A couple days away from the game that before in preseason, you and I were the most worried about, right? Mm-hmm. So going with that and seeing what we've seen from Louisville. I know y'all know I'm gonna give y'all the stats. Joey's gonna give you the eye and I'm saying what he sees. But going just off that, how do you feel about this game before we break it down more thoroughly? Okay, it's like that. All right.
Yeah, I'm comfy, cozy, man. Like, listen, Miami has outplayed everybody they played. Mm-hmm. With the exception of Virginia Tech, the stats were a little bit the same in the physicality, but if you just looked at the numbers for Cal, it wasn't even close. You know what I mean? We outplayed them. We just allowed the explosives, which is what I'm worried about with Louisville.
Facts.
But nah, man. We had a week off. We had a week to chill. We had a week to get away from football. We had a week to clean up the inequities and all of that. So, you know, I think we back on track and we ready to finish this thing, man. So I'm good.
Yeah, man. So one thing I wanted to talk, I know we always drop the topics of what we're going to talk about a couple hours before the show, but we never do the show before the show. For those of us that are new subscribers, we never plan out how we're going to respond to shit. There's no script here. One thing I want to talk to you about, man, is like how the last 2 weeks went, right? Going into this week. The narratives that have been built. It's something that I told you in the offseason, right? I was trying to pull my own receipts, couldn't find the exact comments, you know what I'm saying, to play it, but I was like, yo, people are hyping us up in the offseason just to say, yo, look, I told you. Like, and they're doing that off wins, right? Like the Joe Klatz and, you know what I'm saying, the narratives of the world are like, yeah, but which Miami's going to show up? Fam, a game is 4 quarters. Right, like at the end of the day, I don't give. First half needs to be worked on. I'm not here to cover for nobody for that shit. But a game is 4 quarters. Like our wins are being looked at as losses against teams that have actually lost, and I don't understand how that works. Like when you just it's like a self-fulfilling narrative. We're like, yo, I thought you were gonna be good, but you didn't play as well as I thought you should have. So let me hold that against you, even though you didn't lose. How does that work, bro?
Yeah, it's very frustrating to watch. That's why I stopped watching it, man. It's very frustrating because if those wins are losses, then that's another conversation. You know what I mean? That's another, oh yeah, this is the same Miami for the last 20 years. So it's the same conversation, man. But you keep winning, just keep winning, man. That's all that matters.
Can't lose.
Just keep winning.
You can't lose. You can't lose though, right? Like that's the thing. Like because their perspective and their narrative is like, oh, Miami should have already lost. If you have to win out because they gonna knock you. You know what I mean for that because they're like, yo, we thought y'all were supposed to be better. Fam, we won every game. Yeah, but you didn't win the game. I thought you should have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not winning convincingly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for a team who's been, let's keep it a buck, in the cellar for the last 20 years. Facts. So all of a sudden, we're supposed to blow everybody out.
Yeah.
Come on.
And you gotta like overwin. Right? Like you can't just win by like you gotta like cover the spread.
Nobody in the country is doing that. Nobody in the country is doing it right now. What are we talking
about? I saw, and she tweeted it out so I could call her. Heather Dinich, I sent y'all the tweet, was like, oh, the Vanderbilt loss against Alabama might be looked differently because of, we're talking about Vanderbilt. Y'all giving cover for Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt now, great university, right? One of the top schools in the country. Football has not been their thing. They beat Alabama. It's like, yo, you know what, Alabama, that loss might not be bad. Like, I'm like, bro, what's the fuck all stats? The only stat that matters is a dub, right? Like, it's not how you get there. It's not how you played in the second quarter against 2nd and 7. It's when the zero strike. What's the deal? Did you win or you lose? That's it. That's just, man, the narratives have been exhausting, bro. Just crazy. Rashad says, agreed, just keep winning. Bunch of people that never play football. Yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I never play football. I'm saying I walked out right after alligator crawls. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna lie to y'all ever. I walked right after that shit. I can see that stupid. I'm like, yo, that doesn't make sense. The point of the game is to win. Shout out to P-Lo. The Doodoo in the building. Yo, what's up, fam? It's been a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? We met Doodoo at Into the Canes verse back for the spring game. We were able to make it out to the spring game. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you back, man. You know, we here like we never left because we really don't. Except for last Wednesday because of a hurricane. It's really, Mother Nature's the only thing that stops us. Hey, man. All right, so let's break down Louisville. That shit just bothers me, bro. Like it doesn't make, because it's like the same math for other teams. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking to be treated, oh, look at Miami now. No, fuck that. I don't care. Don't like us. Y'all never did anyway. But it's like, if you lose, you lose. It's not like, oh, Vanderbilt might be a good loss. No. That's not how it works. A loss is a loss. But whatever. But yeah,
and Alabama was a 3-touchdown favorite, son.
Yeah. And fucking Nick a week before was like, yo, they trash. That's who you get right against. You know what I mean? Or whatever the quote was. He said that out Vanderbilt. Now it's like 2 weeks later, it's like, oh, Vanderbilt might not be that bad. Come on, man. The point of the game is to win the game. That's it. That's nothing else. There's nothing else that matters. Not about your feelings. None of the shit. Not about a penalty or that wasn't a catch. It's to win. That's all it is.
And they really should have lost to South Carolina last week, man.
Yeah, if the quarterback just plays like a quarterback, doesn't do some wild shit, they should have lost that one too. Come on, man. Last King says, they announced that it was a sold out game already too. Hey, you're welcome, Louisville. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're here. All white. We're going with the storm. And our guy Poke is really excited about. Am I bugging?
You in the Matrix.
YC, yeah, I thought it would be. YC be in the chat and I co-host and boy, man. He never does. He can't ever do Wednesdays because of work. That's a Sunday though. That's all that is. Let's see. Rashad says the narrative around Vandy drastically changed from after we beat VT and we sucked. We didn't beat VT by as much, even though they went to OT. But Bama lost to them. Now they're good. Yeah, the narratives change depending on the argument you want to make.
VT should have beat Vandy.
Yep, facts, 100%. All right, man. Fuck all that. I got that off my chest. I feel better now. Now, what are when you were watching, I'll give you all the stats after you break it down. When you were watching Louisville, you know what I'm saying? What were your thoughts? What were your takes? Seeing the games against, I'm gonna go with like probably Notre Dame and SMU, right? Because I couldn't tell you who they played before that.
Yeah, and I think last week they played Pitt,
Virginia.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Should have lost that one.
Yeah, but it's a Braum coached team, so the offense is explosive. They have a decent quarterback. He's not a world beater, but he's like a 7th year senior, something like that. But when you speed him up and you pressure him, it's a wrap. It's pretty much over for that. They have good receivers. They have a good running back core, and their O-line is decent. So they create explosive plays that have plagued us in these past 2 games. I'm pretty positive Coach Guidry and staff has prepared their team for that. So we should see less explosives, but that's what they live off of. They can run the ball as well. So their offense is multifaceted as we would expect a Braum offense to look. So that's going to be the battle, right? The battle's going to be their offense versus our defense. Our offense should score whenever they want. That's
all the time
in the book. They should score whenever they want, man. Louisville's kind of tough against the run, but they don't really create pressure. They don't create turnovers,
sacks,
pressure, sacks, whatever. So it should be a high scoring game, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So I watched before we jumped on and wrote down all the stats and shit. I watched the Notre Dame and the SMU game, right? The condensed game. Shout out to the condensed games. And what I found interesting was with SMU, Kevin Jennings, their quarterback, gave them problems because when he was running and when he would break contain, and I saw a lot of the same kind of similar run style. Kevin Jennings, I think Jennings is a little bit faster, but the same kind of running lanes that Cam would take. So I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like it seemed like that sounds fun. Like I saw a lot of their similarities of like Miami secondary to Louisville secondary. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, like the offense should cook in this one, like for real. Getting Jalen Rivers back, that offense, man. Like I don't know how Louisville's defense is going to stop Miami's offense because it was. I mean, SMU did what they wanted against them. They made Riley Leonard look good, which Riley Leonard isn't really a passing quarterback. He's a solid athlete, right? Like he give you problems back there, might Josh Allen-esque in that sense. But as far as Pat, like they had guys running wide ass open, butt naked ass open in that Notre Dame game. So, and yeah, man,
I think they're going to play underneath. They're gonna allow Cam to take the underneath and the check downs. I think they're gonna just drop 8 and make Cam be patient, which he's shown that he doesn't like to be. So
he doesn't like to take it underneath. The underneath
Yeah,
shit is
they're gonna try to force him into doing silly things. So
yeah. Last King says, if we're having problems with defenses disguising coverage, do y'all think we'll adjust to it quick, or is the second half thing? Is the second half thing like we've been said or like we've been seeing? What do you think, Joey?
yeah, no, I think we'll adjust to it quicker. I think that we'll adjust to it quicker, um, and that it's gonna help running the ball better. You know what I mean? It's gonna help to run the ball, man. And it's gonna help to stay ahead of the chains. You know, when
Yep.
you in second and 4 or second and 3, third and 2, third and 3, that helps as opposed to being in second and 10 and third and 12, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Where defense can, disguise the coverage, man. So I think just staying ahead of the chains will help that tremendously.
I want with a game like this, when you've seen 6 games of Louisville, right? Like, and what their defense kind of is like. I don't know how much disguising they could do, because you kind of have to go like, are they all what they are? Or, you know what I'm saying? Can they scheme some shit up? Of course, the defensive coordinator gets paid just like everybody else. He can scheme some shit up. But again, like, they probably scheme some shit up for Notre Dame. You know what I mean? And Riley Leonard is good, but he's not Cam Ward. But is Cam Ward going to show the ability to now take the checkdowns as opposed to wanting, because he does get the same 7 seconds that that Tyler got last year, right? Like, that hasn't really changed. Does he want to take those check downs and, keep the play moving, or keep wanting to, go with that read that he had that he thinks should have been, like, and again, like, it's very small criticism for the best offense in the country. So it's like, it's one of those things like, we see the room to grow, but it's like, is he going to take those? Is he going to approach every game differently, or just try to go for the same similar kind of plays? Well, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. I think he's had a chance to look at himself, and that can be, an eye opener for people. So if he's looked at himself and he's being honest with himself, then, I think he should make the improvements and
He did call himself mid. He called himself mid.
He did.
Which is great.
Yep.
Like, even you know what's good about that? Like, even if you don't believe that, because you could be like, nah, fuck you, I'm the man. You just say that. You just say like, oh, okay, he's approaching himself appropriately. It's one of those, again, where like the perspective and what you get might be different than the reality, right? Like, you might be on an island somewhere, but don't post a picture. You get what I'm saying? Like, that might be how y'all look at it. Let's see what Super says. Louisville sold out. Yep. But you let them tell it it isn't because of Miami, just like you were saying. Yeah, I mean, they're never going to give Miami credit. That's never going to happen. We'll see. Does Fletcher start against Ville or Martinez get the nod? What that is Martinez coming out party. Pause. I don't look, man, with the running game, I think it is what it is. I just don't think that's the focus of the offense, even though it's still, you know what I'm saying, the eye test will tell you that it's been struggling, but it's still a top 40, top 45 rushing team. You know what I mean? According to the stats. They just, like, would you want to take the ball out of Cam's hands? You know what I mean? Because we ran the ball a lot in the first half against Cal. Didn't really turn out to any big major plays. So I'm not worried about what they're doing, because, like I said, just chunk plays. That's how they're gonna have to start giving me, you know what I'm saying, like better yards per carry, as opposed to getting stuck behind the line or 3 yards in a cloud of dust type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
absolutely. I don't think it matters. I mean, whoever gets the hot hand is who they're gonna go with. Damian Martinez will probably come out with the first unit like he's been doing, get the first couple drives. But again, it stays the same for me. I would like to run the ball better. I would like to be able to run the ball more. Even though the offense is exciting, and I don't like Cam throwing the ball 50 times a game. I don't like that
at all. No, at all.
But we just got to run the ball better, man, and take what the defense is giving us. If they have the box stacked, which I don't think they should do. But if they do, then we have to. Then we throw the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what you got to do. That's what you
Yep.
got to do. Last King says, I know Cam isn't a runner, but with the space they give him, should he just run it instead of forcing the throw? His interception could be avoided for sure. Sometimes I think he has to be, again, it's very difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I think he could make that decision to run a little bit earlier, but he also likes to let the play develop and let his guys kind of do, backyard football. You know what I'm saying? Playground football, where he kind of lets it go like that. So it's a special thing where we get to see it and we get to nitpick it, but I
think he has to realize that if he does run earlier and often, then that will allow for bigger plays because they're going to have to keep an extra backer in, or they're going to have to bring safeties down or whatever. And then you open up what you want to open up.
Is it, Joe? Let me ask you, man. You, as an offensive-minded guy that you are, is it crazy? Because we see the offense for what it is, right? And knowing that there's still a ton of room for improvement.
Is it crazy that there is still a ton of room for improvement?
Yeah.
Nah, man, that's aesthetic. That's what it is. Because there's definitely a ton of room for improvement. Definitely, even scoring 40 points a game and throwing for 600 yards, whatever we're doing, there's definitely a way to be more efficient.
Correct.
Because like Coach Dawson said, and everybody said, we definitely left meat on the bones, man. You know what I mean? Definitely. There's definitely things we see where, damn, he's running wide open. He's wide open. Oh my God. I mean, yeah. So yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
Now let's answer this question for Greg Cruz as he was on storm duty. Shout out to Greg, man. Appreciate everything you do, brother. He asked, is Rivers back for real this week? Yes. Full.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see him out at left tackle. You know what I mean? I believe it when we come out and I see him out there, man.
It is because it still becomes like a game time decision. Like I need to see it by now. I need to see it now. Like that was cool. Gave him an extra week. Allegedly could have played against Cal. Gave him the bye week. Markel Bell, thank you for your service, and that, you know what I'm saying. You put in solid time, but this is one of the best left tackles in the country, man, and we need him down the stretch. So I wouldn't want to wait another week. But if he's out there, man, he's got to be 100%, man. He's got to be 100%. You know what I mean? Last King says, anything stood out to y'all from the press conferences this week?
I didn't even watch. I think I watched Monday, and that's it. Was there? I did watch the players.
I watched the players.
What stood out to me?
What?
Them cats asking the same questions about the fucking closed door meeting, man. Oh,
yeah.
They're
not.
Listen, man.
Hey, spoiler alert! They're not going to tell you, fam.
You're not. Oh my gosh! And listen. I think I'm gonna call you. I think it was Adam Lichtenstein, man. You know what I mean? I rock with you. I think it was, and if it wasn't you, I apologize.
It probably wasn't.
But
right.
He asked everybody the same question, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so annoying to me. That was
that probably has an article to write. You know what I mean? This players meeting. This is what I got.
Come on, man, get it out. In what world will you find out about a players only meeting? Like, who's gonna say what was really discussed in the players only meeting?
If the coaches weren't there, what makes you think they're going to tell you? Come on, fam.
Like yo, fam. This is what happened, man. We was in there, man. We just started fighting, man. Everybody just started like, what are you? Come on.
So we brought in boxing gloves, and so fought so, and I'm saying you so one of them got a black eye, but it's all good. No, man, like they know they need to tighten the fuck up. Like you know what I'm saying? Whatever they talked about is whatever they talked about. If we knew, we ain't telling y'all shit, and I don't know nothing because I don't be asking questions. I ain't that nosy. So it's none of my business, man. As a closed door meeting, it's a closed door meeting, man. Again, a closed door meeting at 6-0 is tight ass shit though, because there's been a lot of times when people do their sound bites and clips at the end of a bad season, talking about what we should have done to approach it while you're in it is some dope shit. So I like that. C Smooth says, listen, Louisville running back is super shifty and a fumble. Yeah, true freshman. Yeah. What's his name, Joey?
I forgot, man. I don't remember names, but they got a nice, 1-2 with Chaney. You know what I mean?
Chaney don't get that many carries now.
I know, but it's gonna be. I think they're gonna try to get him. They're gonna try to get him in the end zone at least. And I don't even think Skinner. I don't think Skinner play either.
No, I don't think Skinner gets any snaps. Oh, man, no, it's just never been a thing. It's not a thing. Did you guys honestly see us being 6-0 prior to the season? Yes. To spoiler alert, Pilo, we had 12-0. If we keep it in a buck, like we had 12-0. Like we called it. You can go back and watch all the breakdowns. We didn't have a single. This was the game though.
This was the game. Yeah. This was the game.
This was the game that was like, gives us a little pause because it is Brom. I think Brom's one of the best offensive minds.
It was Florida, and this game. You know what I mean? We seen what they did at Florida, obviously.
Yeah. And they bringing out the stormtroopers again. They're going all white. You know what I'm saying? So they get back because the season starts every week, right? Every week is the season. You got to win. So you start it like you started it. So after a bye week, players only meeting. C Smooth says the defense is super suspect. We have to play more zone against a heavy play action offense. Skinner, no burn. Yeah, he doesn't play. Skinner, wish him the best wherever he finds his path, but he does not. I didn't see any time where he was even. Couldn't tell you what number he wears. I'm keeping it a buck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Smooth. I don't think the defense is suspect. I might be in the minority. I don't think the defense is suspect. I think the defense had some lapses, but I don't think the defense is suspect because when it's time, like the end of the game or third quarter, fourth quarter, like they shut shit down, But I do think there are some lapses in key moments. I think you can't have lapses at safety. You can't have lapses at safety. You can't have lapses at linebacker, when you're supposed to be in man, and you're looking in the backfield or something. No, when you're supposed to be in zone and you get caught looking in the backfield and you try to make a play. So I think there's just lapses at times, man. I really don't think the defense is suspect, though.
That's what's crazy, right? Like as you're saying that, keeping it a buck as we always do, you could say the same thing about our defense, right? Like there's overall.
I think that's what he's saying, right? He said our defense is suspect, right? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about our defense. Did he say their defense?
I don't know if he differentiated.
We have to play more zone against a heavy PA off. Yeah. So he's saying our defense is suspect.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't believe our defense is suspect. I think we've made, there's some people who are playing some hero ball or, I ain't even gonna say hero. I just trying to make plays and they're getting they're getting beat because they're not doing their job. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. So
this is where, and this is where like the where I wanted to talk to you about like the eye versus the stat, right? Because you look at all the metrics, explosive plays, right? Besides explosive plays, defense is top 15, top 20 in the country. You know what I'm saying? Oh, as a total defense, every metric we're better than last year, but as explosives that you tend to latch onto, right? Like we take away it's a weird thing where like you don't want to take away the big plays because the big plays did happen, but it's just minimize those plays. Don't let them happen because they don't tend to happen in the second half. I don't know why the last 2 weeks kept getting caught, looking in the backfield. The tight end play against Cal kills me because 3 players want to cover one guy and nobody went with the tight end. You know what I mean? Because and I'm gonna call it because you can see it on tape. Like this isn't anything for Barron went out. I think Jadaeus Richard was on that side, and Jaden Harris. They all crashed on the receiver. Nobody.
De'Ani Hill was playing corner.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was playing corner. Number 19. That's De'Ani Hill, right? Yeah, he was playing corner.
De'Ani Hill. Yeah. But so it's like
I don't think. Oh, God, my bad.
Nah, just to read what Smooth says. Linebackers can't cover, so offensive line should abuse and the QB something like what we once had. Yeah, there is that. He does remind me, Smooth. Yeah. He does. He very much reminds me of what we had. 100%. I couldn't agree with you more, Smooth.
And the linebacker, when you say line, there is a linebacker who had some issues covering. Yes. But the linebackers as a whole, like Wes, can get out there and cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is a linebacker who does have some issues.
Real quick. Hey, Mom. That's my mama. You know what I'm saying? Mom tuning in. This is why you know I'm not cursing as much as I usually do. Hey, Mama. Love you. Yeah, man. I think Louisville's defense is similar. Kind of saying what, you know what I'm saying? Like their laps as the top 40 defense, they're solid, but they have their lapses and they've had their lapses. So, you know what I'm saying? We'll down their stats in a minute. See what Last King says. FSU fans are fried. They're just hoping that they beat us, and they are talking crazy on Twitter. They're delusional, man. I'm not. They're like, but it's not. Fam, like, what's crazy is like it's not even just their fans; it's their reporters too, bro. Like, they do some of the worst work because I watch it sometimes, like as like a guilty pleasure, and all of them are just like, oh, they're right around the corner. Fam, you're 1-5. You're 1-5, and the bottom 100 in almost everything. You're not close. You don't turn 13-0 into a winless season. Don't come out here with this bullshit. No, that's just stupid. Sorry, Mom, I cursed. Sorry. I mean, let's see. Joe, I'm not talking about our backers. I'm talking about what I seen from Louisville. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Stanquan Clark. You know, that's the guy. You know, I wanted him on Miami. You know, but
you wanted,
he's the guy.
From
man,
Central.
You know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Smooth.
Ain't that the facts? This is a Pro Football Focus stat.
Yeah,
that's the crazy thing. I seen a stat that has Miami has the highest graded linebacker group in the country. Like, how do those two things make sense, Joe? Like, you know what I'm saying? Pro Football Focus watches every play, yada, yada, yada. I think they had like a 90.2. Like, I'm watching this. Like, how the fuck you going to tell me they A? Like, a 90 is an A, right? Going like from the 90 to 100 scale, that's an A. You know what I mean? Unless you go 95 to 100, that's just a shitty teacher. But like a 90.2 is bananas for like the explosive plays that we've seen. But it seems like outside of that,
that's what I'm saying. The explosives happened, but they can't negate everything else. Explosive. It was probably 4 or 5 explosive plays out of
the Cal game was 5.
hundreds and hundreds of plays. You know what I mean? So
that's the crazy shit, right? Like that's why I like looking at the stats and watching the game because it's like if you watch the game, you're like, yo, our linebackers are trash. Our linebackers and our safety just biting on everything. Every single play, they're blowing us up. Oh no! Wait a second, we're 90th in the best linebacking group in the country. How? Like I don't see missed tackles. Like how does that go into it? Because like we look at it, and I start to realize, especially after the conversations with you and everybody else, is like because we're looking at the game, we're looking at this shit emotionally, right? We're invested in this shit. So like we put the shit out like, yo, our linebackers can't cover nobody ever. Fam, like they had 59 plays and 5 of them they cooked us. Like that's 54 plays that everybody did their job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, yo. It's fucking crazy, man. The eye versus the stats is bananas. Super Seal says can't trust PFF. That's a wild stat. But that's a stat that's real though. Like those are nerds that don't give a fuck about how we feel about how the linebackers are played. Because they watch every other team in the country.
PFF, listen, you're not nerds. All right, you
Respectful.
you
Kill
guys
this individual.
do a great job. Okay, so you're nerds in a good way. You're good nerds.
Yeah, I don't mean it in a bad way. No, not
Yes.
how
There's
they used to
nothing
look at
wrong
nerds.
with being a nerd. I wish I was a nerd.
I'm a fucking nerd. I'll tell you right now. I'm an absolute nerd. Well, right after this, I'm about to watch Ancient Apocalypse, thinking that shit might be real, like on Netflix. I'm a nerd. At work. So thanks for the entertainment. No doubt, Josh. No doubt, brother. Jason says the explosive happened, but those weren't as a result of the two kids mentioned, which is why it makes sense for Maui. Shout out to Maui. I'm just thinking about Moana. Take out VT game, those two kids balled out. Facts. Like you got to take the context into it, and all of things that have happened. Like it's crazy when you're like, the recency bias is situational depending on how you feel about it, and it also reinforces the narratives that you want to believe that they are. Mm-hmm. Like you want to think Noah's struggle, where you're like, yo, Noah's like one of the top rated linebackers in the country, according to the people who don't care about how we look at the game. It's how they look at the game and they look at the analytics of it. The crazy thing is they only had 7 missed tackles at California, but like y'all said, they bite on everything. But it shows that they're actually not those CeeLos. Like that's the crazy thing. Like the metrics in every play shows they don't actually bite on everything. They get caught because they're human. You want to limit those human moments where they're not over, you know what I'm saying, being overly aggressive, but
like when you got a coach like D-Nick, you're gonna be aggressive. Like you're gonna
I'm ready to run through a wall with the speeches, son. With like the 12-second clips that they post.
Yeah. So, maybe dial that back a tad, but you can't tell nobody to dial. You can't tell a linebacker.
No.
Anybody on defense dial it back.
Nah, not at all. CeeLo's asked, can Elijah Lofton get more snaps? We're not exactly sure. Elijah Lofton caught like a weird hit to like the hip or like
back,
the liver.
He back though. Yeah, he's back.
Yeah. So Elijah Lofton get more snaps and take away snaps from Sam Brown and Jacoby George. I mean, like that's if anything is Riley Williams.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, fam. Like I was reading Flo's comments because I like to read comments sometimes, right, off his last show, and I'm gonna ask him about it if he reads them when we do for the culture tonight. There was like mad comments where like, yo, Jacoby George should be benched. All his sportsmanlike conduct is like, fam, like he's the 3rd or 4th receiver. He's the 3rd receiver on the team. Like
he didn't do nothing but spin the ball.
And everybody else did it around the country.
Penalty, yeah, that shouldn't have been no penalty.
I don't see worse shit on the condensed games that I see. So, and it's just again like the self-fulfilling narratives were like, you already feel some kind of way about Jacoby George. Okay, that's fine. But like, so that again, spinning the Alabama did it, Vanderbilt did it, Oregon did it, Ohio State did it. They all spun the ball when they scored, and they would spin the ball on first downs when nothing called. So. You know what I'm saying? This is where, like, I appreciate Joe and CB and everybody. You got to watch more football and realize that, like, shit gets called a little different sometimes. Like, the spinning the ball thing shouldn't ever be a sportsmanlike conduct because it's not like he threw it in somebody's face. He's facing the crowd and he spun it. He was out of bounds. It was crazy. I would like to see JoJo, though. I will agree to that. Mm-hmm. That, Charles King, I would not disagree with. I would not debate with you, brother. Yes, JoJo. Please,
I would like to see Nia Carr too, man. To be honest, keeping it a buck.
Yeah, I know, but it seems like they might want to play him in the slot, and that's X's, and it doesn't seem like they take X off the field. You know what I mean? They really don't. So it would be a shame if JoJo does. He got 1 snap, I think, last game. Then he got 1 snap, and you know what I mean, then went to him. So yeah, he was just out of rhythm. All right, man, we're gonna get into this Caneswear ad and come back with the stats before we get up out of here for the culture at 8.
Welcome to Caneswear.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kingsbury, y'all know what it is, man. The only hats that I found in the world that can fit me. Y'all already know what it is. So shout out to Kingsbury. Make sure to check out their podcast too, man. They're doing good work over there. All
See
right,
y'all in a couple
Louisville.
weeks, baby.
Oh yeah, you coming out for the Florida State game? Yes, sir. Car time will come. JoJo needs it now. All right, Charles, I'm with you. I disagree with you, brother. You don't have to yell it, man. You don't have to go full caps on that one. All right, Louisville stats. Y'all already know Miami stats. You can look them up. They've actually gotten better week after week, regardless of how y'all narratives feel. So third down conversion percentage on offense, they're 68th in the country. Surprising for a Brown offense at 40%. Number one team in the country, Miami at 60%. 60% completion percentage is fucking bananas on offense. Completion percentage, they're 39th in the country. Number one in the country. Yeah. Y'all already know what it is. 65%. Penalties, 59th. We're bad at penalties. Not great at penalties. I think we're like in the 70s. They're 59th in the country. Passing offense, they pass for 291 yards per game. Good for 21st. Number one in the country. I don't got to tell y'all. Y'all should know that one. Passing defense, 7th. 216 yards per game. Rushing defense, 43rd in the country. Give up almost 120 yards per game. Miami's rushing offense, roughly like 35, 36. I mean, like it's like a 0.1 yard difference between those numbers. Rushing offense, they're 60th in the country. They do have a really good running back, the true freshman that we cannot think the name of still. They're 60th for 170 yards per game. Total offense, they're 21st. Who's number one in total offense? Come on now. Numero uno right here. They're, you know what I'm saying? They put out their 461 yards per game. Total defense, 43rd in the country. Miami is 15th, by the way. Miami is 15th in total defense. 336 yards per game for Louisville. Scoring defense, 32nd. They give up 19 points a game. Over the last 2 weeks, they've given up more than that. Against SMU, they gave up 34. And what was it? Virginia had like 27, right? It was like 20. It was like 30, 20, something crazy like that. Yeah. And offense, they're 22nd in the country, 35 points per game. And they've given up 10 sacks in 6 games. Oh, sorry. They've had 10 sacks and given up 13. And their quarterback is not elusive in any way. He's stumbled over himself in a couple condensed game highlights. So this is very much so a standing target in the pocket. And the offline is solid. You know what I mean? They do some. You already know Brom's going to do misdirections, screens, tight end delays, things of that nature.
Though. He'll bounce, won't he? Though the quarterback, he'll go when he can. When he can.
When he can, but it's not. He's not gonna. He's very much like a less athletic Steven Mendoza. You know what I mean? Like Mendoza was, I'm saying, solid little athlete, but he's not. He had a big run, but then he fumbled it at the end against Notre Dame. I think he had like a 40-yard run and got tackled from the opposite side corner and fumbled the ball. Like he's a good straight line runner. He ain't gonna do nothing. And he ain't gonna, like, you know what I'm saying, hit you with a dead leg or nothing like that. That's not his strength. Yeah. Appreciate you, Josh. Isaac Brown. Is Isaac Brown Jr., right? I think it's Isaac Brown Jr. Tell me if I'm wrong. Solid. I don't like this running back. If I'm keeping it a buck, he reminds me of a little bit bigger Baishal Tootin, man. Like he looks a little bit taller. I don't.
He ain't bigger though. He's not the thick, low to the ground cat that's gonna run you. That's gonna punish you.
Now,
but
I will ask though. Second game of Ruben Bain, right? He got you know what I'm saying, kind of cleared the cobwebs out a little bit, got fresh from the Cal game, headed right into a bye week, which I'm a big fan of. Got him fresh, got him some game time reps, and A is back. Elijah Austin is back. So yeah, man, like this defensive line should eat, and it kind of feels like it needs to eat to settle some things down in the secondary. Kind of get them back feeling like, okay, let's play with some more confidence, because it's a trench-led team, right? If the defensive line, everybody builds confidence because everything's done out of a little bit more desperation. What you think?
Oh yeah. I think it should be similar to the first game, similar to Florida. And I think Coach Brom is going to do everything he can to get the ball out quick, to neutralize the pass rush with misdirections and do what everybody else has done, but on a much larger scale. Like he's going to have the eye candy going to be going crazy. He's going to try to get mismatches, backs out, delayed, tight ends out the backfield, backs out the backfield. Like, yeah, he's everything you can do for over-aggressive defense.
Yeah,
he's going to do.
They got a hell of a wide receiver. You got a great wide receiver over there, and Ja'Cory Brooks. Got a good second guy, Colin Lacey. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of a stockier guy, solid. The tight end is solid. Not gonna sit here and you know what I'm saying, try to be like, oh, they don't know, they got some shit over there. Like they got some players. But again, like if they had a mobile quarterback, a lot more worried on my end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I would be like, oh shit, because then Ja'Cory Brooks can break out behind the defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though he still does it, because he did it against SMU on a crazy play. Callie Kane in the building. What up, Callie? Hey man, don't forget, tonight in an hour, we're gonna be right back with For the Culture. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Please leave us reviews wherever you get your podcast, man. Appreciate y'all so much. Just real quick, because Callie just jumped in. Benny and Joy, what are your thoughts on the player-led meeting? It needed to be done, and I'm glad they did it. We already talked about it, Callie. But yeah, we're not. I don't know if he's asking us as like a Liechtenstein, you know what I'm saying, kind of trolling a little bit, like just asking the question. You know what I'm saying? That's the dude though, man. Shout out to Cali, man.
Yeah, shout out to
5-sack game from Miami. Ooh.
I can see it.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Mr. Maskill says big plays give the other team a chance to always be in the game. Facts. 100%. I wish we used the tight ends a little more. Fam, we have though. Like the thing is, like, we have quite a bit. Like, shout out to Matt Shodell. The second time I mentioned him on the show, he dropped a stat on Kane Sport, on Good Morning Kane Sport, where like all our top receivers, I think X is obviously the most targeted at 43, but like out of our next 5 receivers, there's only like an 8 target difference, and that's counting the tight ends. So it's not like it's just X. X is just making the catches, but I think it was like X at 43. Zay Horton was targeted at 9. I think I want to say Elijah Arroyo was like in the mid 30s, and then below that was Jacoby George at like 33. So they have done their shit. You know what I mean? Like the targets are crazy. We're about.
We've been throwing the ball crazy, son. We've been throwing the ball crazy.
Well, you've had to when you're down, right? Like. You got to throw the ball. You can't. Nah, you good, Callie. You good, man. We're just laughing about it, man. You good, fam. Come on now. Yeah, you know what it is. They're gonna try to kill. EJ says they're gonna try to kill us in the flats, then go right over the top. I got to read our keys and play our assignments. Play our assignments is the key. That's 100% correct. 100% correct. And we do 90% of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that other percentage gotta be tight. Gotta be tight, man. Mr. Maskill says 38-24. Yeah, man, everybody in the chat, man, drop your predictions. We're about to break it down now. Joey, is there anything, before we get into predictions, is there anything else you want to say about Louisville?
Nope. They about to catch these hands, son.
Yeah, man, we're going all white. like Mike Tyson, quite nice on fight night.
Man.
Yeah, man. Do we play more 2 deep zone? I don't like how. I will see what Gidry's gonna cook up, man. I don't know what he's gonna do differently that he hasn't, you know what I'm saying, that he might do. He might show that and little show little different tendencies and different shit. But Guidry's gonna Guidry, bro. Like again, like
I would like to
you
see
add-
more Zaquan though.
I would like to see more Saquon. I would agree with that. I would like to see his physicality just pops off the screen, bro. Like he's just fucking there every time. Like when he gets a chance. All right, Joey. I'm gonna give y'all the predictions from our guys from Poke and CB. Poke says 41-24 Canes, and CB says 38-20 Canes. Joey, what is your final prediction? God, hold up, man. This is C Smooth says 50-24. Okay, I respect that.
Around that, I'm gonna say 48-31.
Okay. I don't. The spread is crazy, right? The spread's only like 4.5 or some shit. If y'all with that, I'm gonna go 45-24. I think I don't see their secondary, man. I see openings there that teams would less have taken advantage of, and
It's
I
supposed to
don't
be a
think
beautiful day. It's supposed to be a beautiful day out there too.
it's pass catching weather is what it is. That's
Supposed
kind of
to
day
be,
it is.
supposed to be about 70 and sunny, which is
Yeah,
it's gonna be a little chilly
lovely.
because it's at noon, right at noon. So yeah,
Our
it's
first,
gonna be
it might be our only noon
um,
game all season. It might be our only noon game all season.
not a stretch of cloud cover or nothing. Just nice and
It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be lovely. Noon. Ah, damn. LM says 62-10. Okay. All right. And all the whites boys about to be buzzing. Yeah, that shit gonna still, we won't talk about Florida State for next week, but I still want them to wear all black for that game, bro. I still want to I want to see it. I need to see it. Meaning 100% about not looking past Louisville. I think it's keeping the main thing. Staying locked in, man. They watch the tape. You know what's funny? Like this is how I imagine the film watching it go. They just slow it down and rewind it real slow. Like, what were you thinking here? Like, let's just think about this right. Just bring it because they got the little toggle switch shit. Like this, let's just talk about this right here. What right here, Seven? What were you thinking here? Let's just speed it up. When you were thinking when two other guys were there, you go, yo, but we need a third. Is that what we were thinking? You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's crazy. I see, fellas, doesn't it feel good to say scores 40 plus on opponents? Then that feels amazing. We used to play for 30 points. Yeah, man. It's on. The crazy thing is, bro, like we really got to put this into context and think about this. Sometimes just sit back and be like, this is year 3.
My dude, man. He's so technical over there, and you know what I mean? He just be losing it sometimes. It's all good though. Yeah, so listen, let me see our predictions, man. We're gonna run them down. LM, EJ got 41-17. This will be that game. Chris Johnson take 2 kicker. Oh, wow. Can't wait to hear that. Can't wait to see that at all. Yeah. Can't hear. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Thumbs up. You can hear me, Ben? You hear me? All right. 42-20. Okay. That's a good score. I really think it's gonna be a shoot. Oh wow. Joshua, man. I would love to see that. 42-3. That'd be a statement. That'd be a statement right there, Josh. For real. Yeah, been a jump back on, man. We've been on an hour, so we're probably about to end this stream. But listen, we're about to be back in an hour for the culture, man. So everybody in here, slide over to For the Culture. We're gonna chop it up with Flo. I think AO will be back on this week. And we'll holla at y'all, man. We'll be back. We're gonna chop it up. We got some good topics. Daryl, that's a good score right there, 38-28. Yeah, I can see that as well. I wish LM, man. I wish to see some running back screens, man.
Can you hear me now? Am I back? Am I good?
Yep,
Good.
Yep.
All right. Hey, yo, LM, real quick, man. I just wanted to say, if Chris Johnson runs back 2 kickoffs, hit us up on Twitter. We're going to send you something from the store. That's a crazy prediction, so we got to give you a shout out. If you follow us on Twitter at You Heard Pod, Benny Boondocks, Joe Skilliams, hit us up, man. Yo, we're going to be right back here in 59 minutes for the culture, man. Everybody in the chat come right back. Flo, AO, y'all already know how we do, man. Appreciate y'all so much, man. We get out of here, and I apologize for the technical difficulties, but when you live in the boondocks, it is what it is. All right, man. Catch y'all in 59 minutes. Peace.